Welcome to the Sinatra-Travels app. This is a Sinatra-MVC application that produces information about travels around the globe listed by travelers. Travelers review, specific locations, description, and recommendations for travelers by travelers. I use the Cornell Jump, which set up most of the folders for me. I went to gem file requiring all of the gems, run bundle install, and that created the gem file lock for me. In my rake file, I'm requiring the environment and Sinatra active record rake. I'm also setting up try. In my environment, I'm establishing connection to the database. I'm requiring all of the files, and in my config.ru, I'm requiring the environment as well as running the application controller. The other two controllers, Travels controller and Users controller, are inheriting from application controller using rec method override. I created 3 tables with the attributes. First table is the users table with the attributes of username, email, password digest, and that's the big crypt gem that encrypts the password. My second table travels with the name, description, recommendation, distance, user ID attributes. And my third table is location with the attributes name, description, travels ID. In my schema, I could see that I did create those 3 tables with the attributes. I created 3 classes: location, travel, user. I established relationship association. I'm using validations for the username, for the presence and uniqueness of it, and email for the presence and uniqueness of it. Has secure password is once again the big crypt gem that allows me to use the encrypted password and has secure password. Here's my application controller class, which inherits from Sinatra base, and my other 2 controller classes inherit from the application controller, user controller and travels controller. In my controller classes, I'm creating routes, implementing CRUD, and connecting controller actions to views by rendering ERB pages. Here are my ERB pages for travelers. Edit, index, a new form, show ERB for users, index, login form, show ERB, sign up form. I'm using a layout where I list links, and I'm using CSS for the links that once the user logs in or signs up show up on top here. Also, I'm using the layout to center my image. I'm using the gradient to create the background color around my image. I have a helpers class which with two methods, the current user and logged in. Okay, so here is so here we go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show how it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in. It's a little slow. So I could log in. So once I log in, and this shows, these are my travels that were created for me. Here, if I click on this bar, I could see all users. Okay, I could also see all travels. These are the travels by all users. The empty space are the travels that's been deleted. The form for the new travel is to create a new travel. We could call this travel awesome trip to Italy, let's say, and describe the trip. And I could say that I highly recommend, and because for the reasons. And distance from home is, let's say, 8 hours on the airplane. And this, so this is a new travel, and that becomes an awesome trip to Italy. This becomes my my new travel. So when I click my travels, we could see this page. I could edit this page. If I click on it, if I click edit, once I click edit, the edit form comes up. Let's say I'm just going to use an exclamation mark. And here I edited the trip. Awesome trip to Italy with the exclamation mark. So here are my travels. So I have the edited trip, awesome trip to Italy. Let's say I have another trip and I don't like it, so I will go ahead and delete it. Okay, so once again, all the users, let's say if I'm gonna go ahead and try to edit the trip that is not mine. For example, I wanted to edit this trip and it's not even giving me this option to edit this trip because this is not my trip. I could only edit or delete my trips. So here on any link I click, it gives me the option to edit or delete. And once again, edit or delete. I could also log out and I could sign up. And that created another user. I just signed up, all users, and I could see Anastasia. So let's say I'm a user of this app. I signed up, and I would like to add a new travel. I'm gonna go ahead and use this form to and I have a new trip. Once I click on this trip, I could edit or delete this trip. I could look at recommending this trip to other travelers or not, describing the trip as well. And I could see all travels by other users. I could click on it and just read about it. Okay, and I could see if the trip is recommended, how far it is. I could not edit any of the trips that are not mine. The only thing I could do is edit or delete my trips. So I have a travelers controller and users controllers for each of the actions. For the users to sign up, I have I'm rendering the ERB page to sign up, which is here. Okay. Once the user signs up, it redirects the user like we just saw on my own page with my ID, which was in this case my name. For the login, I render the login ERB. Login, the user needs to put in the username and password. Okay. The authenticate method is a part of the big crypt gem. It authenticates the password and assigns the session user ID. And if I'm not logged in, then it redirects me to the sign up page. The logout action, I just saw the logout in action, and here is the travels controller, the routes for the travels controller. Allows me to edit my travels, and only my travels, the helper method comes in handy only if the user is logged in and the session is going on, and if the this is the opposite. Let's say if the user is not logged in and there is no travel, and the travel user is not the current user, so if then it redirects me to the home page to sign up or to log in. Otherwise, I could edit the travel. and delete as well. If there is a travel and a travel user and it's a current user in session with a signed session, then I could delete only my own travels. Otherwise, it redirects me to all the travels to this page. Thank you. I hope you love this app.